mixing, fixing for another big game. It's the coach. This is Madden 19, and it's the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see running back Joe Mixon coming off a 100-yard performance a week ago.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Atlanta Falcons. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The numbers for Julio in last week's effort: 8 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's number 6 in the league in receiving yards, and he plays for his team first. But he also, in the back of his mind, he's thinking, if I can get into the top 5, that might affect his bonus in his contract.
Now it's Ryan. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. And that's going to be incomplete. Trying to get that in the hands of Devontae Freeman that time. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either. I
think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Staying on his feet. He's to the 10. This will be caught inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Bryant's extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Dalton here from the gun. Flushed out right. And he slides to avoid the hit. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense.
The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
And I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not there for him.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
The numbers for Mixon last week. He hit pay dirt so many times we almost lost track. Every time we turned around, he was in the end zone.
And those weren't all just 1-yard plunges either, partner. I mean, he ripped off a few long jaunts as well.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains. This is Mixon. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Here you go. 93, 52, 93, 44, 44. Here you go. 368.
And out of the air, Dalton, flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. C.J. Uzomah, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down in those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something, because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
They go play action here on first down. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there at 22.
Not only they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. He lost 9 there. That's really going to set him back for 2nd down. On 2nd down, Freeman. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth.
And that was a nice catch, and if the goal was to get into field goal range, it certainly appears that they accomplished that.
Well, and sometimes that's what you dial up in these situations, right, when you want 3?
Well, if the goal was to get into field goal territory, even though it'll be a long attempt, I think they accomplished that.
And sometimes you have plays for that. It's not always a first down when you want 3. Get a little bit closer, making an easier shot.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to concede to the defense, and they know what you're trying to get done, and to try and get any more than that is almost folly. Take what you can get, maybe have an opportunity to put 3 points on the board.
Dalton, 1st and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Mixon. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Malone. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
44.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. They'll run. This is Bernard. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right, the social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And fighting down inside the 25. Touchdown, Falcons! Devontae Freeman, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Now here's Bryant to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
On the toss, Mixon. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
How about our reigning AFC Player of the Week, hot-footing it into the secondary on that run?
Yeah, nice long run. That's what got him the award a week ago. Maybe he's trying for 2 in a row here this week. Back to Mixon on first down. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Grady Jarrett able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th down. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Andy Dalton going to stay on the field. They're going to try and go for it on 4th down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Caught, Eifert over the middle. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Marvin Lewis tries for it, but comes up empty. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Here's Ryan. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals have recovered it.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Dumps it off to Mixon. Oh, and now he bowls him over. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Dalton over the middle. That's caught by Ross. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. The toss play to Mixon. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Passing, it's Dalton, and that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off. That was hit, and Dalton lost the football. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did. Yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now Ryan. He rifles one that's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Here's a give to Mixon. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I think they want to start getting back into this game. It behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. We'll remind you once again, coming up at halftime, we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He's got stats and scores from around the NFL as we wrap up the first month of the season.
No longer is he a rookie. The coach, a true veteran now.
A crafty veteran. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton rolling to his right toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right? Whether you're catching it with your hand.
And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals have got it back to a one-score game.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Ryan now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Again, Ryan. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They go play action now. Ryan. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And Bryant's kick is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. A first down throw coming for Dalton. Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Play action here with Dalton. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there as the first half is winding down. And the Bengals draw even, and of course they can take the lead if they hit the extra point. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. Heading back onto the field, here's a look at Devontae Freeman now. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone. A lot to get to here this final day of September. So let's get started.
All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Over here. Yes. Here you go. 368.
Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton airing one out for Boyd. And got his man complete. They give him a gain of 38.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Easy.
Dalton gives to Bernard. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On the ball!
It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. Open man is Uzomah. And he'll go down at the 28. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Easy.
Here's Bernard. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They come out here in the eye. Again, here's Bernard. And now running right. And he bulls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. Giovanni Bernard, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Bullock out now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the 2nd half now. Bryant will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. To throw is Ryan. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And they'll get him down here at the 23. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that. But it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. pressure.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Now here's Ross. Look at the spin.
Balance.
Oh, he nearly broke that one. As it stands, though, a heck of a 36-yard run back. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Now, Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Over the middle, complete. That's Ross. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays, because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
And Dalton to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Giovanni Bernard, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Nice execution there. Good job by the O-line getting him in for the 2nd time.
And you always have to start with credit there when you're having a big game. I mean, you don't get there by yourself. That's rare. But how about the ability to see the proper holes, pick the proper place to go, and find his way into the end zone?
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the 4th. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And they'll get him down here at the 23. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
Now Ryan. And he's got his man on the out route. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. They'll run it here with Bernard. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They'll run again with Bernard. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Rolling to his left. Looking for Boyd, and he's got him. Touchdown, Bengals. Andy Dalton with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now it's Ryan. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 more there and another 1st down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or a man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. Sanu with a grab over the middle. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On third down, Devontae Freeman. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. And Bryant's kick is good. And the deficit falls under 20 now. It's a 19-point game. In the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati first down.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's the rookie from the U, Mark Walton. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Yeah, can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
Now Ryan on first down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw, and he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up fourth. A third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
Meanwhile, in Foxborough there in the fourth quarter, Patriots continuing to roll, opening their lead up even further. Tom Brady, 2 touchdown passes in the W. They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10.
368.
Oh, passing it. Dalton. They'll roll him out right. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout. And now we're set to get going. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and forever. Dalton here from the gun. Going deep downfield for Ross. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this.